There's nothing as good as seeing happy black men. How are you doing? Good morning. My name is Cynthia. Welcome to Rapid Dawn. It is a beautiful Monday morning, not your typical Monday morning. It's one of those Mondays that seem to have a public holiday. Unfortunately, or rather, fortunately, you're blessed to see us. It's not easy to see us on a public holiday. Definitely, I'm not alone. I mean,
Yeah.
I have Ugogo. How you doing?
I had to muster the strength of 7 men to be here today. Yes, I think it's good to start your day or start the show, with a video of happy looking black men, but not when it appears as if they're being remote controlled by some marine
No,
powers.
come on. They are dancing. They are happy. Like,
Imagine doing that kind of dance just out there somewhere in the streets of
uh-huh,
Abuja.
uh-huh.
Just imagine for a moment.
It
This,
means I'm happy.
no, you're gonna create a huge scene. We're going to need to put a call across to some spiritualists and some
No, no,
doctors,
but then again, I'm not a man,
you
so
know,
I will not be doing that. That was
to come
specifically for
lay
men.
hands on you and cast that unclean
Unclean. So
spirits
happiness is now
out of
unclean.
you. There are other ways you can express your happiness, you know.
I choose this way. I choose this way. It's a good way. All
Hmm.
right. Good morning. I mean, if you look at your time, okay, so we're going to start this morning with health, even though there's so many things that I would have loved us to start with. But then let's start with health because health is definitely wealth. And looking at, I mean, we've been having it on the news since about last week, thereabout. And it's been building up, and now it seems like it's no longer something to speculate. It's now a real thing. I'm talking about cholera, and you definitely know on the health and wellness, we always try as much as possible to give you tips that will help you in your day-to-day living, and as well as try to make your health top notch if there's anything like that. So this morning we're going to be talking about cholera, but not cholera as cholera, but cholera as what you can do: drink clean water, how to take care of yourself, to make sure that you are staying clean and free from some of these things, so that cholera will not see you anytime soon. So what are we talking about this morning? Benefits of drinking clean water. It's very important to drink clean water, and do not forget that we have a statistics that says that a lot of Africans, a lot of Nigerians do not have access to clean drinking water. So yes, it is actually a thing. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. It's still Rapid John right here, and I do believe that you're having a great morning this beautiful day. Just to give you some updates on the cholera outbreak, we hear that about 5 people have lost their lives, and about 60 people are hospitalized due to the cholera outbreak in Lagos. And so it's very, very important to take care of yourself, wash your hands, try to eat from a healthy place, and try to make sure that everything you're doing is in a healthy manner. And there are some measures. I think we also have some of the things that you can do. Can we have that picture on the screen, please? Some of the things you can do in this very period where we are hearing stories of cholera outbreak. Let's have that picture on the screen, please. All right, so this is coming from the NCDC. Cholera is definitely a waterborne disease, and it is spread by contaminated food or water. And you can see there how to prevent cholera, make water safer, use water from a reliable source, boil water before drinking if possible, stay water in properly sealed container, ensure bottled water is properly sealed before you drink.
That's actually a thing, especially if you buy bottled water when you're on transit. I've seen it happen before. Someone got water while the car was moving, only to discover that the cover of the bottled water was not sealed, which apparently means that these boys just get water from somewhere, fill it up, and because you're in a hurry, it's only that the person who bought the water was attentive to have noticed that, oh, this thing was not sealed. So in situations like that, you might need to be really careful.
And talking about safe food preparation, you have to wash it, peel it, and cook it. So
Or cook it.
or cook it, yeah. So wash your hands, very important. Practice environmental hygiene, very, very important as well. And I mean, in terms of washing your hand, like that is something you cannot stay without doing. Always, always wash your hands. Some people really don't wash their hands. They just clean their hands probably somewhere on a wrapper or something, and they put it back in the food. I mean, when you see some food preparation, sometimes on social platforms, you're like, oh my God, are people going to really eat this? But yeah, you might want to say, oh, what do you now mean? Are we not going to eat our mama put? I'm not saying you're not going to eat your mama put. I'm just saying that you have to try as much as possible to eat food from a safe place and be sure that some people say, okay, once the food has gone through the fire, all the germs dies off. Well, that is also something. But
Yeah, there is a benefit that comes from cooking food well. Yeah, your meat, for instance, make sure it's properly cooked. So, I mean, you don't find yourself in trouble.
Anyway, that is that for the cholera. So try as much as possible to also keep yourself updated with the updates coming from the NCDC regarding to the cholera outbreak. I mean, I see some stories on X where some people were sharing about how, I mean, there was a lady that shared how she lost her aunt who just came into the country, and then the next thing she was complaining about vomiting, she was complaining about going to toilet frequently, and before you know it, she was gone, and discovered that it was actually, there was a cholera outbreak. At the time, they didn't even know. So I think that people should be more careful this time around. And I mean, there are even some speculations that what if it is food poisoning, and what if it's not cholera? Whether it is food poisoning, whether it is cholera, just be careful and practice all the safe methods highlighted
Better
right
to
there.
be safe than sorry.
Exactly. Actually safe than sorry.
All right, and we're back. That was the runway. Definitely, I'm sure you must have seen a couple of outfits there that you might want to try out anytime soon. And I think I might have seen the inspiration from where you decided to wear this today.
Which inspiration? Which inspiration? Inspiration from what I've not seen.
Oh my goodness. But it was definitely lovely to see, wasn't it?
It was not bad. It wasn't bad. It was good. So yeah, it was. Or no, yeah, well, yesterday was Father's Day. Yesterday was Father's Day. Oh,
It did not really father for me.
what?
The Father's Day did not father well.
It did not father well. Are you a father?
I mean, because I don't know what men have done to deserve to be treated in such a manner. Because
Okay.
every AK Market Day, it's either we're celebrating Women's Day,
Okay.
or Girl Child Day, or Mother's Day, or something that has to do with women.
Which is like 5 Mother's Day.
What's 5? Out of the 365 days,
Oh
in
my
a year,
God.
we celebrate days for women, nothing less than 476 times.
Oh my, no, thank you. That's
And for
exaggeration.
and for all of
You're
those events,
exaggerating now.
it has to be matched with commensurate gifts.
No.
What's it called now? Gestures.
No.
What have you, just to make the women feel like, wow, you're best thing that happened to us, blah blah blah
After
blah
jollof
blah.
rice.
All of that.
Or even
But
before jollof rice.
on this one occasion, this is the month of June, and it's dedicated to create awareness for men's mental health. But would you believe that in this same month of June, I have neither received a gift from Cynthia to say, listen, I want to let you know that you're strong. Thank you for
Wow.
being resolute. Thank you for being cerebral and dependable. And even on a momentous occasion like the Father's Day,
Are you a father?
I don't understand. The potential is there.
Oh heaven.
The potential is there. I mean, it's not going to take.
Okay, so I should sow into your future.
It's not going to take. It's not even about future. I think by
Because
virtue.
you didn't do right now.
There are some people who, by virtue of biology, they may not have fathered any children or any
I
offspring.
need to sit right for this now.
Yeah, they may not
Okay.
have fathered any offsprings. But
Okay.
by reason of the role that they play, the responsibilities that they shoulder, the things that they have had to do for their families and the people that depend on them, it would really be unfair for you not to.
Wish you happy Father's Day.
It's not about wishing.
Okay, get you a Father's Day.
It would be unfair not to give them the honor that is due them on a day such as Father's Day.
Okay, so yesterday being Father's Day,
And it's not just about telling us Happy Father's Day.
Wait now, I actually wrote down a Father's Day message, right? Yesterday for my teaming populace.
Okay.
And I'm going to read, what now?
No, I'm eager to hear what this message is.
I wrote a
And,
Father's Day message,
yeah.
and I'm going to read it out. I would have put it on the screen, but I don't want to laugh, so we're just going to manage. Let me read my Father's Day message.
Okay.
Okay, so I actually wanted to write something very long, but then I remembered that men don't like long talks. So I tried
Excuse
to.
me.
I tried to
Are
make
you
it,
a man?
So I tried to make it as short as possible.
Excuse me, please. Are you a
So,
man?
being a father, listen,
Okay.
and it goes like this. Being a father is a full-time job. Once you become a father, you forever remain a father. Your concern, dedication, provision, protection, and everything you bring to the table is what sets you apart. On this day, I join millions around the world to say we see everything you do and we appreciate it. Happy Father's Day to the men who have given themselves to the lifelong task of being a father. Happy Father's Day to the men that weren't prepared at first, but accepted the challenge and embraced the joy where you come in. Happy Father's Day to the men who are standing in the gap and playing the roles of fathers. That is the stepfathers, the spiritual fathers. We see you all. We don't take it for granted, and God give you the strength to do more. Sending all my love and kisses. What do you think?
Okay. I think you should get on your knees so I can give you some fatherly blessings.
Oh my gosh. Okay. No problem. Just stand. No, when I sit, just give
But
the blessings.
seriously, when it's Women's Day, there's lots of flowers, there's money bouquets flying around.
No, some people
That's-
got a gift actually yesterday. My dad got a gift. So,
That's what I do for here.
my Papa Cynthia got a gift yesterday. So,
Wow.
of course.
Okay. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm not getting it right somehow. Maybe somebody needs to talk me through the process, yeah? The journey and, the methodology,
Oh my God.
yeah, of actually this whole fatherhood, because I don't understand. No money bouquet.
Oh, God.
Nobody said, hello, go, where are you? I would love to take you out. Hello, Ugo. I really saw this nice shirt. I'm gonna get it for you.
But you're not a father now. Go on. When you father a child, and hey, the person will not buy you.
Me and you go get problem if I hear that thing again. Nobody said, hello, I saw a really nice shoe that you would love. Let me get it for you. Nobody said, brother, can you send your account number? Let me bless you on a day like this.
Anyway, but
What
you know,
what's even happened was that some women had the guts to say, do Father's Day.
Father's Day
But
for
I don't understand how.
that chokes me every time. Like I think about it. Now the people I couldn't understand were those who were wishing themselves of Happy Father's Day, and I think I did react on my social platform regarding
women,
that. Yes.
Yeah.
I always want to say this without any form of disrespect. You're not a man. You are a woman, and the truth is, like I always used to say, being a woman is enough. Like being a woman, being a mother is consuming enough. It's enough. Like it is plenty enough. You really don't have to, because you have to be a man to be a father. As a woman, you can protect your child in your own way. You can provide for your child in your own way. It's okay if the man who is supposed to be the father is not doing his role, he's not coming through. That's okay. But you really don't have to always. I know people who every Father's Day or every Men's Day, they are always wishing themselves a happy Father's Day. You really don't want to be a man. It's consuming. It's tasking. So just enjoy being a woman and do your part, basically. So it was so somehow seeing those posts yesterday. And then the other ones that I really don't get are the ones who say Happy Father's Day to all the responsible fathers. No, girl, you don't say that. I mean, when is Mother's Day? Nobody says Happy Mother's Day to all the responsible mothers. Does it mean we don't have irresponsible mothers? We do have. So I had to caution someone on a post yesterday. I said, there is nothing like Happy Father's Day to all the responsible fathers. Just wish these men a happy Father's Day. Simple. Because if you guys do not want to accept that they are irresponsible mothers, I will not accept that they are irresponsible fathers.
Who do you think is responsible for comments like that?
I'm not saying anything. I rest my case.
No, you really have to.
I'm not saying anything.
Because I think it's unfair
that
when some women, I don't know what they intend to achieve by that, when they talk to their kids about their fathers and they speak of him in such a bad light. You know, every relationship has issues. There's nothing wrong with having issues every now and then. But whatever it is that's going on between you and your husband, or between you and the man in your life, should end between the both of you.
Not bring to the kids.
You should not now transfer whatever resentment or hate that you have for the man to now the kids, telling them, oh, how he is bad or irresponsible or this. If at all that is true, allow the kids to discover that for themselves. You know.
And let them make their choices. Talking about some really sweet, healthy fathers. Some people posted videos of their fathers. You know, let's have this Father's Day, the first one, and then, so I think Bimbo also shared a video of her dad. It was so funny. I mean, I really love it when people are able to share videos, happy videos of their father. Before now, it's all about being tight face, you know. Once Papa Day for us like this, everybody is just prim and proper, you know, put yourself together. But now
all of those elements are needed.
We know, but you're not a military veteran. At least
it does help to give you some sort of emotional balance as a kid.
Yes.
Yeah. Not be every time. Hey, Junior, sorry. This one. No. Sometimes you need that military outlook. So
yeah, but don't overdo it. At least.
Yeah.
So that Pikin will come they fear you. Instead of to relate with you, tell you things, Pikin will come they fear you. And these things make some kids, you know, start confiding with people outside and all of that. So I mean, so once again, happy Father's Day to all our fathers, whether responsible or irresponsible. Happy Father's Day to you. And I pray that may God make you responsible if you're not responsible, and may God keep, you know, giving you more effort to be responsible. That's just basically what I have to say.
Thank you.
Anyway, we've eaten into sports time, but then we have some You know, I will not leave this
hot
set.
gist.
I will not leave this set without, sharing one or two things for sports. Even if Ugochukwu will want me to be out of here.
It's a hot gist, so I expect you to dabble.
The gist I'm going to even start with is not even the one you're expecting me to start with.
Okay, then.
The one I want to start with, it is, did you see that picture of Douglas Lewis and Ashley Lehman? Then there's a picture of them. Okay, so is this real? Like, are they now together for... This is Juventus.
Yes, it's
because they were Aston Villa.
So apparently, Ashley plays for Aston Villa ladies.
Yes.
Douglas Lewis also plays
Aston Villa.
for Aston Villa. So I think the move for Ashley to go from Aston Villa to Juventus, it's like done and dusted. Yeah. Now Douglas Lewis wants to
also move to Juventus.
To Juventus because of Ashley. I hope I'm not mixing it up. I hope I'm not mixing it up because there are. I'm trying to remember it correctly now.
Yeah.
If it's that Douglas Lewis has moved to Juventus, or if the talks are in advanced stages now. So part of what he also wants is
for his girlfriend to be there.
For Ashley to join him at Juventus as well.
Let me let you guys know that the juicy part of this is that I think these are the first football couples. They are the first. Yes, both of them are playing football actively.
Yeah,
they are the first, and so it makes it
the first that we know about, because I cannot imagine that in the whole of the world where football is played, there are not two people who have interest in football and fortunately also do have interest in each other. So I mean,
if they were, we would have seen by now.
This is trending because I mean they play in England. Douglas Lewis is a fantastic player, and even before now,
she's from Switzerland.
Ashley has been trending. I mean, there was this.
We know.
You know the video I'm talking about. So I mean, these are very popular figures, so to say. So it's not the kind of story that you would want to miss.
But the thing is, I don't know if it's just they like some kind of so. I actually go to Ashley's page a lot, but the way they were talking about this BB, it not be like how it did for her. It's flat now. When I went there.
Well, that one video.
Or it was the setting, the position.
That one video. Well, when it's like you're analyzing a match now, I don't know. What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Position of who? The striker or the defender? I don't understand.
No, but I mean, I really wish them well. I just hope that this is not going to. Anyway, they were in Aston Villa together, male and female, and they worked well.
So you know how the dynamics are different for different spheres.
Yeah.
When it comes to music, we've had a couple of couples who have worked it out.
Yes.
You know, in business, it's worked for some couples. This is probably the first big headliner news about a couple, you know, trying to do something to play together, as it were, in a particular club side.
But they can't play together now.
No, what I mean
male
is
and female.
What I mean is Juventus ladies and then the Juventus men football team. Yeah, so hopefully it works out for them.
No, I feel like if they did it in Aston Villa and it was working well, so I think they can still. It all depends on if the Juventus see Ashley as a good addition to the team, which she's not bad on the field. She's not bad. So if they see her as a good addition, let it not just be about sentiments or some emotional feelings. If they see her as a good addition to the team, why not? She would be there. I mean, she's a good player as well.
Seeing that she has quite a lot to add.
I don't know what you're talking about right now. And I like the fact that they always find time for each other, despite how they have like. I think it will be easier for them to work together in a relationship because they both know their schedule. They're in the same field, so they know
as it should be.
Yes, they know their schedule. They know when they're traveling. They know when they are not. They know when they are playing. So it's not a matter of where are you? When you probably know I'm probably on the pitch and I'm doing 1 or 2 things. So I feel like this is going to be a smooth ride. I believe so. Anyway, so I saw a story, something about signing for Manchester United, which is they said they started internal discussions about a potential move for what's his name again? Delete, sorry. That he was going to cost around 42 million.
Well, the speculation, the rumors about, Delete coming to Manchester United has been ongoing for quite some time.
Is it coming or not?
Well, that is left for the player to decide. He might decide to remain in Bayern Munich, where, he, if we are actually going to be honest, has more quality players around him. The prospects of winning a trophy with a Bayern Munich are far more than, with winning a trophy with Manchester United. The competition in England is far more intense, as against what you have in Germany. So, if he does agree to come to Man U, would be a big boost, especially now that, there's lots of injury concerns for the Red Devils.
Red Devils! And then let us now move to the story that Ugo has been expecting me to talk about before I run out of here.
Every Nigerian is talking about it.
So, over the weekend, different things happened. And then news broke out that the coach of the Super Eagles tendered his resignation letter in the person of Finidi George. Don't forget that there was also an outburst by Victor Osimhen. And it baffles me because at the time Finidi was playing, if football age is right, a thing to go by, I think Victor wasn't even born by then, if we have to go by that. Yes, 1991, 1995, there's a difference. He wasn't even born by then, if we were to go by that. So, but then, what is of interest to me this morning is where these journalists referred to Victor Osimhen's behavior to be like that of Portable. Let's watch this.
Well, I will say that I didn't like the way Osimhen spoke. Osimhen spoke like as if there's no difference between him and Portable. He was using all kinds of gutter language. I expected him to be far more responsible than to open his mouth in that manner. But at the same time, when somebody lies against you, you can really get angry. But Osimhen overreacted. But I think Finidi had to go. It's a good decision to leave. We'll be able to reorganize ourselves and find a better coach.
Whatsoever, I don't ever go address anything or whatsoever. You understand? I don't get time for nonsense talk. Do you understand? I get injury. Our last match we play against Lecce, I get injury. The last minute, I get injury. You understand? I get injury for my ankle. And I call, and immediately I go Germany. I go see my PK. You understand? So I go do MRI, in which I get the video, I get the picture of everything. Because I know, say, things like this go happen. I am not dumb. You understand? I know, say, things like this go solve. I know for sure. You get. Immediately I do the MRI. The next day, the doctor called me. I go in office, and then they talk to me. So I call Finidi. Immediately, I call Finidi. You understand? I called Finidi immediately. He was on the phone. I told one of my guy, make himself do video as the doctor and me, they speak to Finidi. I get the video in which I go post them for my story now when I finish this live. Do you understand? I know they address nothing. I let anyone believe what they won't believe about me. I know they address anything. You understand? I know they address anything. Everybody knows, say, if I play, whether on a club side, whether I'm for Nigeria, I play my heart out. I don't care what anybody go talk. I do what I want to do. I just let everything go. You understand? But I don't go allow that disrespect for anybody. Because I dey respect person before I disrespect the person. I don't go allow that nonsense. I don't go allow that rubbish.
So in that live that Victor Osimhen made, he used words like Ogun, buying people. He referred to Finidi in some very say someone to call it unruly manner, and there have been mixed reactions, trailing that reaction by Victor Smith. Some arguing that would he have behaved like this? Would he have busted out like this if he were to be his club coach, or if it to be any other, like a foreign coach or a foreign team? Would he actually behave like this, or is it just because it is a Finidi? I don't know, Ugo. This is your area. I mean, how would you describe the attitude? Will you liken it, like what the journalist said, as a Portable kind of behavior, even though that was a shot fired at Portable anyway? I mean, look at it.
The truth of the matter is that there is how you expect someone who addresses himself as a professional to behave. When you go by the accolade professional in whatever field, there is a certain level of decorum that you're expected to conduct yourself by, no matter the circumstance. That is why even when in the field of play, no matter the provocation, you don't physically attack the next opponent.
Yes.
There are even some kind of words you cannot say to, the opposing player, no matter the level of provocation.
True.
There's something you cannot tell the referee, even if his decision is wrong. And all of that, is what makes up professionalism. It is obvious that there might have been some sort of misunderstanding between Finidi and Victor Osimhen, but the manner in which Victor Osimhen went about it is something that is absolutely distasteful. Yeah. Is it wrong that he spoke out? No. Is there anything wrong with having to give clarification on certain issues? Absolutely not. But now again, the question is, what are the things you're saying? How are you saying the things that you're saying? Yeah. And this is also terrible, because what he was responding to was perhaps not the true situation of things. Because I also did see that story where a certain blog, I don't want to mention a name, did put out a story where Finidi said something that was not exactly cool about Osimhen. Now,
many blogs carried it.
Now, that was unconfirmed. Oga, you did not hear from Finidi tell you that, you were not needed, or that your input was not needed in the team. But now you took that personal because of what you saw on a blog.
It was a press release. I mean, it was even in the interview. There were also videos to back that story up. There were videos where Finidi had so probably it was based on the video and the write-up. That was what he was reacting to.
Now let's even look at it. Let's imagine for a moment that Finidi insisted that, okay, look, you are nursing an injury. Why don't you take your time to recover? And whenever you're fit, we'll always welcome you back into the team. And then you're the one who is trying to dictate for the coach what he should do, telling Tam about let you come and talk to the boys. As what?
To give them moral support.
As what?
As part of the team.
Because you are Osimhen?
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. Would any other player make those kind of demands?
No, but those demands weren't made in public. These were things that were spoken between them.
You still do not have the right.
I mean, there was a time that, what's his name? There was a time, Ahmed Musa couldn't play, but he was there, he was there. Even
you would ask yourself, how has Ahmed Musa conducted himself over time, despite the level of influence he has in the team?
Yes.
No, nobody is disputing the fact.
Even Igalo had to tell him to. I think that we have that image there where Igalo told him to. He said, "Boy, stop the live." Told him to go off
There's
off
nobody
the live.
who disputes
that's it. Boy, calm down and end the live.
That you are the Africa Best Player of the Year. Last time we were at AFCON, your contribution was absolutely immense. We know you play whenever it is time to play for the Super
Yes.
Eagles. We understand all of that. But there's something that's called, a line of, there's something that's called respect and a proper way to do things. Yeah. Finidi George is the coach. And which is
Yes.
also why I think his appointment was a little bit
Early.
premature. So let me give you this analogy. Cynthia Agbo.
Ugo, I'm going. Leave
No,
me
no, 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 no.
alone.
Let me just finish. Let me just finish on this.
Okay.
Cynthia Agbo
Uh-huh.
cooked for myself, John, and Jude.
Okay.
We enjoyed the meal.
I'll not cook for Jude.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
But does that automatically translate to Cynthia being able to cook for 10,000 people? Now, it's a question of capacity. He's had this time with the local club, Eimba.
Aimba.
He was able to win a trophy. But come on, the Super Eagles is a whole different.
I mean, he was more an assistant.
Being an assistant and being the man who calls the shots are two totally different things. As an assistant, you can make suggestions. As an assistant, sometimes you can even just be there for fancy.
So you're saying, if I get you correctly,
You know.
that
So-
he wasn't
so-
supposed to be the main man yet.
So I'm saying
It was premature.
that because it was premature, could it just be that if we had a coach who commanded respect, that we would not have an Osimhen coming live to now make some very rude comments about the coach of the national team?
Okay, or maybe we should see it this way. Perhaps it could be that the boys are looking down on him because he's not a foreign coach. And
No,
so
no, no,
it is
no.
this
It's-
thing
it's-
about
it's
not
not about-
respecting your own.
It's not about being a foreign coach. It's not about being. It's about your capacity and your ability to understand that. Look, I have at my disposal a couple of players, most of them who have seen live outside of Nigeria. They've played football at the very highest level, and we also understand that you yourself have seen it all. But Finidi as a player and Finidi as a coach
The two different
are
things.
two different things. When Macaroni was a fantastic footballer, but guess what? As a coach, he's terrible. He's had his stints at different clubs, and the last club that he managed, Birmingham City, went to the relegation. They went down further in English football. Do you know what I mean? Gary Neville was an amazing player for Manchester United and is playing this. Was really solid as a player. But guess what? All of the stints that he's had as a manager have ended in chaos. Now he's resorted to being a pundit. Now he talks about the game because guess what? Managing, coaching, being a tactician is a far serious job. You have to manage the game. You have to manage player egos and their attitude and all of that. So nobody is actually right. I mean, I'm gonna blame Osimhen for. You could have done better. You could have penned down
Exactly.
a properly
And
worded
attach-
statement,
Yes.
explaining the situation, whatever the misunderstanding was, so fans can see, exactly what transpired. Now from Finidi, I wouldn't blame him because there are people who now threw him into the heat of whatever it is that's going on now. And I'm certain that we've not heard the last of it. Some people are saying, oh, ban Osimhen from the ban him because of what? I don't understand. Ban him and replace him with who? Ban him because he did what?
Osimhen already said Super Eagles is not anybody's father's house, and people come and go. So I think that is not even a very good move to say, because the guy has already
it
told
doesn't have
you.
to come to the point where you're saying ban Osimhen. Ban him because of what? Who is the one player who's shown more commitment than Osimhen? Let's say since we won the last AFCON in 2013. Since he made his debut for the Super Eagles, it's been absolutely amazing. So maybe the leadership of the Glass House will now sit down with both parties to see a way that they can resolve, and that is if Finidi will continue as coach of the Super Eagles.
He has tendered his resignation letter. Do you
There are
intend to
reports-
go and take it out?
I mean, there are reports saying that the NFF has no record of that.
There are also reports saying that
I mean,
he sent his.
it's interesting when the NFF president has to borrow the famed words of former
They're
president.
not aware.
I am not aware.
Anyway, I don't know how much time Ogochukwu has again, but I will still leave this set
No,
for him.
no. I think you have done
Ugo,
the
take
show.
your 5 minutes and do your spot.
No, I think
Bye-bye.
it's good that we're doing the show
No,
together today.
I'm out of here. Do your spot with the little time. Let me borrow you 10 minutes. Do your
Oh
spot.
my goodness.
Bye. It's time for Ogochukwu's spot alone.
And later on Saturday, Switzerland dispatched Hungary by 3-1. Spain beat Croatia by 3-0. It was Italy 2 and Albania 1. And then yesterday, Super Sunday clash between Poland and Netherlands. It was Cody Gakpo who made sure the Netherlands emerged winners on the afternoon with a 2-1 victory. 1-1 between Denmark and Slovenia when we saw Christian Eriksen, of course, making an appearance since the last time that he'd suffer, that cardiac arrest at Euros, the last time that it held. And we saw England winning by solitary strike against Serbia. Goals scored by the phenomenal Jude Bellingham. And later on today, the matches will continue. Romania in Group E is up against Ukraine, while Belgium, the Red Devils of Belgium, take on Slovakia. And I think the finest match today to watch out for, it's going to be Austria with Ralf Ragnick up against the Le Bleu of France. So far, all of the big names have lived up to their reputation, winning against less fancied opponents. And maybe that trend will continue today, or perhaps we're going to see an upset. Only time will tell. And very quickly, let's also highlight what transpired in the Nigeria Professional Football League, or rather the Nigeria Premier Football League, where for the 8th time now, the Flying Antelopes of Enugu have been crowned champions of the Nigeria Premier Football League. And that did happen over the weekend after beating Bendel Insurance 2-0 in the final home game of the season at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium right there in Enugu. The Flying Antelopes' 8th league title and first since 2016 was sealed thanks to the losses of their challengers Remo Stars and Eimba in their other matchday 37 fixtures against Sunshine Stars and Sporting Lagos respectively. Remo Stars were beaten 2-1 in Akure by Sunshine Stars, while a late goal, Eimba also fell 2-1 to relegation threatened Sporting Lagos at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena right there in Lagos. And going into match day 37 with a 2-point lead, Fidelis Ilechukwu's men took control of their destiny against Insurance as quickly as possible. Goal scored by Kenechukwu Agu in the 33rd minute, and Chidebere Nwobodo doubled their advantage in the 65th minute, but their confirmation as winners was almost being dragged to the final day as Remo and Eimba, who had gone down by a lone goal each in their respective games, equalized. A draw for Remo would have left them in contention for the title, but their chances were blown away by 2 late goals. And let's take a quick look at some of the results from match day 37. So now we have Plateau United were held to a 1-1 draw by Kano Pillars. It was a 7-goal three-line Makadi between Lobby Stars and Kora United. Lobby Stars actually had to come from behind to win 4-3 against Kora United. Doma United, well, not looking good for them as they try to escape relegation. They lost 2-0 against Katsina United. Rivers United were in ruthless and merciless mood as they dispatched Kumbi United by 6 unreplied goals. Heartland, who are already relegated, defeated Niger Tornadoes by 1-0. Sporting Lagos did win. Christian Aluku was the one who scored the winning goal in the closing stages of that game against Eimba. Bayelsa United defeated True FC by 2-1. Of course, Rangers 2-0 against Bendel Insurance. And I'm sure John is not going to like this result. At the Umaya Township Stadium, it was Abia Warriors getting the better of Aqua United, the Promise Keepers, by 2-0. Sunshine Stars defeated Remo Stars by 2-1. So now attention will turn to the final day of the season, which of course will be next weekend. So if we could have the table on the screen, where of course there's a huge contention now for the continental spot. The talk about who wins the league has now been settled, because there's no way that either of Remo or Eimba could overturn the points deficit by Rangers International. But what we can see from the table is that Rangers have won the league, and of course we have a continental spot that's still up for grabs. Remo Stars with 62 points. They are 5 points behind Eyimba with 60. When you look at number 4, number 5, number 6, they all have the chance of qualifying for the continent. So that is also something to watch out for. So Sporting, Shooting Stars, Plateau United, Lobby Stars all have a chance to feature in the continent next season. So the duo of Eyimba and Remo Stars really have to watch their backs, particularly Eyimba, nothing short of a victory in their next game. And then when we move further down the ladder, we already have Heartland of Owerri relegated, and we have Gombe United relegated as well. But now, the question is who is going to join Heartland and Gombe United. As it is, Doma United could go on relegation. Sporting Lagos could go on relegation. There is a possibility that Aqua United might go on relegation as well. Niger Tornadoes is possible, might also go on relegation. Kwara United might go on relegation. There is a scenario where Sunshine Stars and Kano Pillars will also go on relegation. And this is how interesting the Nigeria Premier Football League is. By virtue of whatever results that we have on the final match day of the season, number 11 to number 16 could actually be relegated. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens on the final day of the season. There's plenty more to talk about, but unfortunately, this is much like time can allow us on the show this morning because he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Well, until tomorrow when we'll come with more possibly updates from the Euros and expectations ahead of Copa America. Ugochukwu Madumeri is my name. Do enjoy the rest of your holidays as the breakfast show continues.
All right, welcome back. It's still Rapid Dawn this beautiful morning, and I hope you're having the best of time with our lineup for you this beautiful morning. It's holiday, and I'm definitely sure you're still at home resting. I mean, if you're not working like us, so just to make sure that your morning gets its complete dose of excitement and information. This beautiful morning, we're going to be having a guest who's joining us via Skype this morning, and we are going to be having the conversation around the creative economy. I mean, it just used to be the creative industry. Now we have the creative economy. We get to know what are the things that make up the creative economy. And I mean, I think for the past 20 years, the creative economy has gained so much ground. The creative industry has gained so much ground. People are beginning to divert and, you know, bust out into different lanes and make a whole lot out of it. And we have someone to have this conversation with us this beautiful morning. And he is the convener of the Voice Over Conference in the person of King Emmanuel Afemike. Good morning, King.
To be here. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Good morning.
Good morning. We can hear you. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's so good to have you join us this beautiful morning. Despite it's holiday, you were supposed to be enjoying your holiday, but here you are. Let us start by saying congratulations on your anniversary. I haven't gotten my rice yet.
I was wondering why you had that big smile on your face, but now I know why. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I like to smile anyway. But...
All right. So, King, this morning we're talking about the creative economy, and then we could also put it slash the creative industry. You are one person who is maximizing this. I mean, you are right in the middle of it, and you are doing things, in the creative space, and your forthcoming event, which is the voiceover conference. But before we delve into that part, let's talk a bit about the creative industry, the creative economy. Do you think that as a country we are really, really making the most of it?
Yeah, well, to a very large extent, we are. But then, thank you so much for having me and inviting me for this. I consider it a privilege. But the creative economy, I think it's an industry that we're still harnessing, right? Nonetheless, there are a lot of young Nigerians or Africans. Well, let's give it to Nigerians, doing amazingly well. And for me, I think that growth begins from the individual, and we will agree that a lot of individuals have taken this industry, the creative industry, or even the creating space of it, and they are so relevant right now. And then if you want to look at it on a broader scope, we see music, you see acting, and content creators, of course. And then now there's voiceover actors as well, contributing gradually into the space. And I think that it is something that, of course, there's a lot more to be done for the country at large to start enjoying and exporting, our creative, space. But I think that generally, from the individualistic point of view, it is growing. It is making a lot of young people relevant. It is giving them a reason to wake up every morning. And I think that is something that the nation should be proud about. So, yeah, we're doing a lot, yes.
Okay, I think you want to.
So, what would you consider to be the biggest challenges that creatives are facing at the moment?
Yeah, I think one of the ones that I will touch on is intellectual property. In this part of the world, it's not really a big thing for you to get residuals, to get revenue from your intellectual property. So a lot of the time, as creatives, you just work. You are called like a service provider. You do the work, and that's it. For voiceovers, we talk about it sometimes, that you just record, and that's all. Right? In advanced worlds, you can still be getting residuals, right? If you have worked on some international projects, there's a contract written out, you sign contract, and sometimes you get to be paid every year. As long as they're using your voice for that project or for that platform, you're getting money paid to you. That, in this part of the world, or in Nigeria especially, does not exist to a very large extent. Right, so a lot of the time creators are called to record stuff, whether advertising or something for in-house organizations, and it's all about, you do the work, you're paid for it, and that's it. But really, if we want to look at it, you should be getting some level of income come in, as long as that organization keeps using it. So you can't put a price tag on a creative work, because as you use it, you should pay for it. That's some of the issues. And another one would be funding. Okay, if you've ever done any creative work, I mean, before I started organizing my events, I've worked with media houses and big, artist management companies. And one of the challenges is usually funding, to get funding. So, I mean, music is relatively doing good. And of course, you have to work and push, for you to get certain organizations to start looking your way. Right, we've been doing the voiceover conference for 4 years. I'll tell you that this is the 5th edition, and this is the first time we're getting some form of funding. All right, but it's a green industry, it's a growing industry, it's an untouched space. Yet a lot of organizations will still look at it like, okay, let us see what's going on. And I know that for a fact, that we have to put in the work. You have to do everything by yourself as much as possible, and then they will start coming and running and all of that. And another thing, lastly, I mean, I would think technology, right? Because in this part of the world, sometimes you have issues with your internet.
Hello, King.
Apologies for that, sir.
Yeah.
So you see, that's like part of I think I just mentioned it, and then he tried to say, okay, yeah, this is what you're talking about. Let me show you proof. Okay, so sometimes you have difficulties with your internet. Sometimes it's like, oh, okay, sometimes you want to run some advertising, digital promotions, and you're having issues with your card. You can't you can't even. I mean, sometimes recently we have some funding from an international company, and to collect the money is an issue because it is in USD, right? These are some of the major issues that we face as guys in the creative space. And I think that if we're able to surmount some of these things, it will be easier, for younger Nigerians to harness this industry and make things work for themselves, and automatically it would impact the society as at large. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now that you've mentioned, there was, I mean, you talked about intellectual property, which of course is not a new thing, because even in 1997, when the newly elected Labour government in the UK was trying to, so it's not like it's only peculiar to Nigeria alone. They also faced the issue of intellectual property, and trying to see how they can have amend the ways and put everything in place. But then let's use example of Facebook. Recently we got the news, I think that was this year or so, we got the news that some persons have been, Nigeria is now eligible for monetization. I mean, this is monetization where other countries have been enjoying from, even countries that did not even have as much creative people on the platform. But I discovered recently that the monetization, the eligibility is not for every person. Okay, because I've seen some persons complain that they are not, their page is not showing in an eligible country, while others, like for example myself, mine is showing eligible country, but my other fellow creative on Facebook as well, it's not showing eligible country. So I was thinking the government have handled this part, and so it was a good news for us when we heard that, oh, Nigeria is now eligible for monetization. But looking at the fact that there are some persons not eligible, is it some kind of bias, or is it that they didn't give us with their heart? What could be the problem?
Well, there's just a lot, right? If we start unraveling what's going on, we may not live here, and I also try as much as I can not to focus on a lot of the things that are not working, right? I think there's just a lot that the government, of course, needs to do to ensure that we start benefiting. Everybody has access to this, because if you want to look at it in Africa right now, Nigeria is the biggest creator country, right, if I'm allowed to use that. And we are doing so much. It doesn't matter, music, fashion, food, right, and even voiceover. Even though it's just growing, Nigerians are championing the cause, and I think that our government needs to start treating us the way we are working. Okay, because we are carrying these things on our head and ensuring that things work. I had an interview with a colleague in Kenya recently, and she was like, what is it about Nigerians, you guys, there's just something about you guys? And I'm like, that's how we roll. Okay, because there's a lot we don't get handed to us, and because of that we try as much as we can to create it for ourselves. And I think that if the government handle us or approach what we do with the way we want it to work, I think that will really help us. Because I mean, why should I have an issue paying money from Nigeria to an African country? Why should I have an issue collecting my payment in USD if it's an international business that I am doing, and they're willing to pay me in that currency? Why should that be a problem, right? And I think that the government has a lot to do to contribute to the efforts of the young creative individuals, so that it's better, I think, for the individuals, and of course for the country at large.
Okay, I would also want to talk about this voiceover. I mean, you are, when it comes to the voiceover, I must say that yourself, Lord Frank, and some of the guys, you guys are really choking their neck, when it comes to when it comes to the voiceover aspect. But then again, what makes up a good, because most times when people, most what you see most times is people want to sound the same. Everybody wants to have, for the male, they want to have this baritone sound.
Yeah,
For the females, they want to all sound like a Beyonce somehow. They want, so let's talk about this. Because sometimes when I have a client that calls me for a voiceover job, except an informed client who knows that there's diversity in this thing, they will tell you how they want you to sound. But then again, when you go outside Nigeria, it doesn't work that way, right? They want, in fact, there's sometimes you see voiceover gigs outside of Nigeria where they tell you, we want you to use your natural Nigerian accent or natural African accent. They don't want anything. But when it comes to Nigeria, people just want to sound in a certain way. Don't you think that is a problem in the voiceover business?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't see it as a problem entirely, right? I understand what you're saying, but we have to understand, fully well that markets are different. And because of that, the individuals or different organizations will behave the way the particular market is. Okay, Nigerians are different. The way we speak, the strength and the tone that we have, the energy we have when we speak on a natural, on every, in every other day is different. Okay, and because of that, I try as much as I can not to compare the Nigerian or the African space with the Western space, because if you look at it closely, you see that the way that they talk, right, the timbre they have in their voice, the roughness, the strength, they're quite different. And because of that, the approach to how we market our products, ideas and services will definitely be different from theirs. But aside that, there are different aspects of voiceovers, and it just depends on what you're working on part time, right? Animation, whether it is home and abroad, they approach the same way, because you have to, enact characters, you have to become a character, you have to bring in your expressions and your emotions, and depending on the character you're taking or you're reacting to, you would behave that way. So it doesn't matter whether the director is Nigerian or not. The direction of that project would be the same. All right. We talked about IVRs. They are literally the same. The call, the number you have dialed, they are mostly the same, whether at home and abroad. I think the only factor that makes it entirely different is the texture of the voice. Trailer videos, it just depends. I think most of the time it's the misconception of what voiceovers are, and the client has the right to say, this is what I want your voice to sound like. If you are attracting the jobs that only says you should sound in the world one time, go. That's what it is. But if you have a project that tells you to just be conversational, read, hey people, this is the way that we should do this, and that's just about it. So it's about the flexibility. And a lot of the time, because people don't entirely understand, that is why we try at voiceover workshop and media to train people to understand this concept and understand that there are several genres of voiceover. Right, there's documentary, there's IVR, there's ADR, there's commercials and jingles, all of these things. But then a lot of the time, people just think that when you hear voiceover, all you're thinking about is those guys that sell on the radio, all those guys that say, "Come and buy this, that." Right, but it's really about understanding what you need to do. And if the script says that you should be conversational, that's just it. There's no specific way, there's no specific tone a voiceover artist is supposed to sound, just depending on the project and the direction of that script. So basically you are I wouldn't say you are a slave to the script, but you are directed by what the script says. And there are different voices and different textures, and every client can decide, okay, I want this feel, this represents my brand and communicates my ideas and vision, and that is the person we want to use. If they like the big voice, that's totally fine as well.
All right, let's talk about trainings a bit. I've had a conversation with some creatives and tell you that what they do comes naturally to them, that they didn't necessarily have to get a training for it. Voiceovers, for instance,
Yeah.
someone is blessed with a certain texture or tone of voice, and because of that, he feels like, oh, he can just go into the voiceover space and dominate and do things and all of that. So, do you imagine that, that is that can set you on the path to success in the creative industry, or is training an absolute necessity if you're going to be a successful creative?
Yeah, well, the truth is that you can start out being natural. You can start out without necessarily training. Some people are gifted to speak well. They grew up in an environment that enables them to do that. Some people are just naturally creative. We cannot rule out those possibilities and the fact that those things exist. All right. But at the same time, training is very paramount. It's very important because of certain reasons. There's a kind of network that you get, or that there's a kind of network you're in, that will help you grow faster than you would have grown if you are, on a solo move. You understand? Aside that, there are some things that you need to know about. It's just like, if you're outside voiceover, take you for instance, you decide to say, oh, I want to get into voiceover, just you've never gotten any training. It is either you self-train yourself, or you're willing to go through a training and learn from someone who is already there. All right, anyone can work, but the truth is that the process of one is longer than the other. Okay, and it's like going on YouTube and saying I would learn voiceover. You will just be learning so many things that you don't know your direction. So what training does is it gives you a direction. Take, for instance, when a child is born, we have so many food in the world, but you will not give that child fufu, because if you give that child fufu, the child will die or get tired and say, oh, I'm not eating forever. All right. But what you do is you give the child the food that will help the child at that level. All right. And as the child grows up, the child starts building on it. So what training does is it gives you specific information that would help you, have a proper foundation to help you grow as a voiceover artist. As you go on, you continue to build on it, and you have the right network, and you are put in the right positions, because growth or success as a creative is not just one thing. It's not that about, oh, I am very creative and that is enough. There are a lot of things. There's someone that will pick up a phone and make a call, and that call will put you on Rapid TV. Right, there's someone that would make a call, and that call will put you on the next big brand, and that is the things that you do not get when you're working solo. So training helps you. It gives you the right information, the terminologies, the understanding why, when you see a script, what you should look out for, the who, the what, the when, the why, the how you're supposed to interpret that character or become that character. It gives you necessary information to not just be someone that has a beautiful voice, but someone that is professional in executing that particular work. All right, it is not scam. It is something that is necessary, and then you network with the right people to be known in the industry that you say you operate in. All right, and that is not something that you should joke with at all. So yeah, it's good. Start if you want to start by yourself. I mean, it's okay. All right, but as you go on, it's necessary to get that education so that you're not just doing things on your own and not knowing the right information you should be following.
All right. I would now want to talk about the money aspects. I always like the money aspects, and can you hear me, King?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, the money aspect. So do you think that as a voiceover person, because some people say, is it not just to do your voice? Take this 10,000, take this 20. I mean, there are some persons that have really, really watered down this whole thing because they are willing to accept anything. And I know that you also occasionally get to do MCing as well. So I'm sure you must have seen that even in the MC business as well, and the voiceover. Some people say, "Oh, just take this." I mean, it's just for I will fuel your car, or take this one for water and all of that.
Yeah.
So even though it's really, really upsetting, because some will say, "Just come now, we appreciate you." They don't really they're not willing to be professional. They don't want to see that what you're doing is a thing. I've seen people who resign from their normal jobs just to focus on emceeing, just to focus on voiceovers, productions, and the rest. I've seen people who that is their full-time job, but then we still have persons who look down on these parts, with the kind of offers they make, regarding your voice. And your voice is your property. It's your skill. I mean, this lady insured her voice for some millions of dollars. I think Maria, insured her voice for some millions of dollars. And so people are insuring their voice. Yet this very voice, someone will price you 10,000 naira. Is it for Agbado? So how is the voiceover industry helping to handle a situation like this? Because sometimes it can be so annoying when a client calls you for a job and then he tells you, don't worry now, I will it's just a voice, I will appreciate you. You just get so upset. So how are you guys helping to see how to say, okay, we are not what you guys think, you have to take us serious? Are there measures in place for that?
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, I would respond to it in two ways. The first one is that there are levels to these things, and you must recognize the level you operate in as a creative. And if you understand the level you are, you will not get angry. Okay, everything starts small. Everything comes with its challenges, and if you embrace it, then it's easier for you to grow. All right. I mean, you cannot expect that someone who just woke up 6 months ago that they want to become MC would want to charge the money that Oscar is charging or that IK is charging. It doesn't work like that. All right. You must understand that you will grow over time. Second response will be that there is no clients that would tell you how much you are worth. A lot of the time, I mean, I have been in the voiceover industry, recording voiceovers for brands for the past 13 years. And I have only met one client that I said, this is my old fee that we've been working with, but I've renewed my fees and this is the new fee, but I'm fine with you paying the old one, but subsequent jobs, this is what I charge now. And the client said, oh, no, we should work with your new fee. That I've only met one client. So that simply tells you that no client, every brand wants to save money. So the lesser they get your service, the better for them. But you would have to ask yourself, how much are you worth? And then, you're willing to stick to that. I think one of the reasons a lot of creative have challenges is that a lot of us are not willing to walk away. We want to do every job. We are hustling. And because of that, the client knows. All right, there's a level you would get to that you would have to be willing to work away from certain jobs that do not meet to your standards. There's some work I won't collect right now, not just because I am proud or because I am big, but because I know that if I collect that job, it will affect the younger guys, that are not as big as I am in the industry. And because of that, I will not collect that work. Right, so we must understand that there is value in what we do, but we must see the value and be willing to put that value out. You cannot expect someone that is in oil and gas or that is in buying and selling to understand voiceover. You don't understand their industry. You don't understand your industry. But you have to understand your industry enough and understand the worth that you have and be willing to stick to it. Right, so I think that's the solution. That's how I see it. Another thing is that a lot of voiceover artists do not know the work that they do. They don't have the information.
Correct.
What is the industry? What are the rates in the industry? The Association of Voiceover Actors in Nigeria have a rate card that was circulated earlier this year. How many talents know that rate card? How many talents are working with that rate card? Some advertising agencies know the rate card, they have it, but they will still want to try out the old fee. And if you are a hungry talent, they would pay you the old fee, and you wouldn't even know, or you'd be willing to collect it because country hard, money, I need to make money. If only you know how much you can earn and how much your colleagues globally are earning, and what is possible even within the country, then you know that you should take it a bit more seriously.
Thank you. I mean, King, thank you so much. I mean, for having this conversation with us. But then again, we will not let you go yet until we do the last part. Uh, First of all, where is the anniversary rice I requested for?
And you're
I
fine.
thought
How
I
do we
thought the
get it?
delivery guy would have been at the
How do we
office
get
by now.
close to you? But
You
don't
say
worry,
what?
to get to you, just be looking at the road. It will get
No,
close.
they whine me. I know they whine me. All right, so you're gonna do something for us this morning before you go. You're gonna do a voiceover for us. Let us enjoy the beauty of your voice right here, live on
Come on
air.
now. Tell me now.
So okay, so you're gonna do three things, three different types. So you're gonna sound goofy, right? Then you're gonna sound. You're gonna give us something upbeat, and then you're going to give us. Where's this difficult one again?
Something deep and motivational.
No.
You-
Okay, yeah, today's Monday.
Yes.
Yes, today's our motivational Monday. So I wouldn't have gone for that, but because today's motivational Monday, so you're gonna give us something motivational, you're gonna give us something upbeat, and you're gonna give us something goofy. So let's start with upbeat.
Where's the script? You're just telling me. So usually I would have to work with the script. So if you don't have the script for me, that's a challenge now.
King, you're a creative. Form something.
Wow, just imagine this.
Imagine I'm your client telling you to just create something. Come on.
Wow. Okay, let's see. So number one, okay, motivational, upbeat,
Yes.
and the third one is what?
Goofy.
Goofy.
Goofy. That's a difficult one. Oh.
Okay, give us an
I
animation
hope-
sound. One of those your animation
hope-
sound. Voltron.
One of the animation sounds. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. All right. Motivational. I have something that. All right. Motivational
Mm-hmm.
sound. Every journey begins with a single step. Every dream starts with a spark of inspiration. Remember, the only limits to your achievement is the sky. Push your boundaries, break your limits, and keep moving forward. Thank you. God bless you.
Hey.
I'm inspired.
Okay, so
This is something upbeat.
yes, upbeat.
Hey there, superstar. Get ready to light up the world with your energy and enthusiasm. Today is your day to shine, to laugh, to live fully. Embrace every moment with a smile and let your positive vibes spread like wildfire. Thank you very much.
Hey. And then the last
All right, let
one.
me try something now. Animation.
Yes.
I have told you times without number that this life is one that you must take the bulls by the horns. All right, that's all I have.
I mean, we were waiting for the concluding part. Oh, it's so short.
That's all I have. That's all I have.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much, King. So just in 2 minutes, tell us about the voiceover conference, what it's about, when it's the date, and just a little bit about it.
All right, thank you so much. The Voiceover Conference is Africa's pioneer and biggest voiceover event, and the fifth edition is slated for 25th and 26th of June 2024. Day one is usually virtual, all virtual, because we have our colleagues, speakers from across the world attending. We have amazing speakers who are coming. And then, of course, day two, 26th, is a hybrid event. So we have people attending virtually and then in person. The in-person venue is the Oriental Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos, right? You can find more information on thevoiceoverconference.com, www.thevoiceoverconference.com. It is an industry that we're trying to grow because we keep talking about unemployment, young people doing this and doing that, not serious with their lives. And for me, it's just from our corner, we want to contribute what we know how to do. All right, not everybody will be an engineer, a pilot. Some of us are voiceover artists, and with that voiceover artistry, we should contribute and also help the society. So join us 25th and 26th, and God bless you.
Will there be rice and stew with meat?
No, there won't be. There won't be. It's free. The event is free, so use that money for
But
basket or
Oh.
but now I feel bad because it feels like rate Abuja people, oh.
No. We are together. We have guys attending from Abuja. Not even now. We have guys that coming. So it's all about the Abuja market. We're still also trying to grow that because we've done we did just one training in Abuja, and I think there's a market, and a lot of people in Abuja also need to understand what voiceovers are and also grow that environment. But they come, get to our mind. When I join us,
But King, you do know that there are lots of voiceover artists in Abuja. You do know that, right?
I am very aware. We have some students, some alumni there. We're very aware. It's just that the market is not as robust as what we have in Lagos, and we know. So,
Are you sure? Because I mean, off my head, I can count more
I am
than
100%
15.
sure. Trust me, I know. I know.
Okay, all right, if you say so. But then we'll be waiting for when you would bring your honorable self to Abuja and say, Abuja, use me as you please.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so much,
King, for
King.
joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and it's been fun.
All right.
To have yourself a great day ahead. All right, so that was King Emmanuel Femike. He is the convener of the voiceover conference, and you've heard everything. I mean, the creative economy, voiceovers. So if you're watching us this morning and you are so interested in, harnessing your inner abilities, your inner skills that have nothing to do with being a lawyer, being a doctor, being an accountant, being an engineer, being the regulars. I mean, this is where you should be. And I'm sure this message has definitely helped you this morning. You can make so much. Do you know how much our skip makers are making? Hey, online money. It be like oil money. But anyway, you will know if you don't learn the ropes, and if you don't know much about it, you will not be able to make so much. And I would have said that's the end, but that's not the end of what we have for you today. We still have one or two things. And don't forget, I've not even learned our new word. And let us go on a very short break, just very small 30 seconds break. We'll come back.
All right. We're back. Welcome back to the show.
Everybody's on you.
I think it's now time for us to learn our new words for today.
Yeah. So our first word. Let's check out our first word.
So how do you know if you have cholera?
Our first word is something about Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. The moment when Sunday stops feeling like a Sunday and the anxiety of Monday kicks in, that's the way Ugo feels. So I had to bring that word for him. So it's Monday.
That means I have this feeling every Sunday.
Yes, you have this Monday feeling every Sunday. So anytime you complain about not wanting to come to work on Monday, I'll just tell you are having a Monday feeling. Let's now move to the next word. Bobo Jimmy.
A bobo that gyms.
No, the rumble sounds your stomach makes.
Oh.
That's a rumble in my tummy. Dip, 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 dip.
Bobber
That's
Jim.
a rumble in my tummy. Have you seen that cartoon before? That's a rumble in my tummy. Dip, 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 dip. So the rumble in your tummy is called Baba.
Baba rig me.
Baba Yigme. Okay, Baba Yigme.
Baba rig me.
Baba. Oh no! So these are the 2 words we have for you this beautiful morning before we run out of here. And one more thing, one more story before we leave. Have you ever heard of the Do Nothing competition? The competition was held some months back
In South Korea.
Yes, and let's check out the video.
I think we might have just found one of the world's strangest competitions, because this year South Korea held its 10th annual Space Out competition, where contestants compete to do absolutely nothing. Contestants have to zone out for 90 minutes without falling asleep or checking their phones, and the winner is determined by votes from the audience watching, as well as their heart rate to check who has the most stable one among the 10. The competition was started 10 years ago by a visual artist that goes by the name Whoopsyang to protest against a culture that demands constant productivity after she suffered severe burnout. So, do you think you could win this competition?
I'm certain that Ugo
no.
can win this competition.
No, I would not win, but I would love to participate. What do you mean by you cannot sleep? How? What sort of rule is that?
I wouldn't sleep. 90 minutes.
So
come on.
what's the? I mean, the essence is to have people relax their minds. Don't think about meeting a deadline. Don't think about anything, meeting a target, whatever. Trying to fulfill your tasks for the day or for the week or whatever. Just keep your mind at
Not coming to
rest.
Rapid in the morning. You just stay there for 90.
Don't think about your salary or if they're going to cut from it.
Oh my God.
If you're going to be suspended, the rent you need to pay.
Oh my God.
The car you need to service. And you know, life can be really daunting when you focus on a whole lot of things that you need to do.
But do you know that thinking about all of these things would even help you to win the competition because you stay awake? Because you don't have to sleep.
At that point now, your heart rate will be up.
No.
Because that's also something they are monitoring. Your heart rate has to be stable. It has to be relaxed, you know, at a moderate rate. Do you get what I mean? But I would love to participate in this competition, but I am certain I will not win. Because guess what? Maybe 10 or 20 minutes in, I'm already in dreamland.
Okay, finally, before we run out of here this morning, let's let you know that the first AI candidate has been introduced. Let's have that on the screen. The first AI candidate. What AI cannot do, we don't even know right now.
It's getting out of hand, though.
Let's have that. And so an AI candidate is now running for Parliament in the UK. Next slide. And AI Steve is an avatar of businessman Stephen Endicott and is running for Parliament as an independent. And Endicott will act as the in-person representative, emphasizing AI Steve's role in promoting direct democracy by incorporating voter feedback into its platform. And AI Steve can handle up to 10,000 conversations simultaneously, focusing on issues like climate change, local concerns, and broader political matters. So, honestly, at this point, I give up.
It's crazy.
I give up.
And do not tell me that real people are going to vote for.
You know, Steve Endicott is a real person.
Okay.
A businessman.
Okay.
Who is he's into entrepreneurship. He's a really big businessman, and so this AI is in his image.
So shouldn't he sue?
Oh well.
Or take legal action with regards to that, unless of course he is.
What if he's part of it?
Very much interested in the election race, at which point he should now come out himself and indicate his intentions.
What do they call it? To spice things up. They're spicing things up. So anyway, guys, when we have more updates on the new candidates, AI Steve, we will definitely get to let you guys know about it right here. But tomorrow is Tuesday. It is another public holiday.
Guess what? You're gonna have AI Cynthia and AI Ugoshuku in the studio.
Exactly. We should have an AI now at this point to run the show.
Yeah.
While we watch, I'm like, oh, AI, you're doing well.
But that means the AI gets paid at the end of the month.
No vex the AI Cynthia. Make AI Cynthia not change up for you. For AI.
Oh my God.
All right, that's so much you can take on the show this morning from 7 till this time. Don't forget that we'll be here tomorrow bright and early. But you can follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel to follow all of the updates and interesting content that you've probably missed before. And visit our website on
www.rbnradiotv.com.
Kisses.
Adios.